It's another edition of Checking In with Hein and Johnny, where the hosts bring in mystery topics that neither host knows anything about until the mics go hot and on the air. We are the show that keeps the host from talking about the weather and World War II 24 hours a day. Hey, Heine, man, what's on your mind?
Hey, I'm up and moving and looking alive.
You don't look fogged at all. You look like a cheery, handsome man.
Why, thank you. And Johnny,
You're
you
welcome.
look great too there in New York. What is that green thing on your head?
That is the delightful grapefruit symbol with grapefruit flowers, because it's the spring training hat. So they go to the grapefruit area in Florida, and a lot of teams have the spring training hat.
Johnny, Johnny, have you had a drink that is fogged? No.
I have seen it on TV shows where they put the cool stuff in it, or they trap the bubbles, but I've never had that. I'm not that cool, and I don't spend $30 on a drink, so no.
Okay.
I have not had it. Have you? And did you like it?
Well, I don't know. They said they were putting some in my drink at Starbucks, and it was a fog.
That's
Just
pretty cool. Now, was it a 50-cent edition or a $1 edition?
I don't even look at that.
You don't even look at, you need your fix. You don't worry about the prices.
Get mad, and then I'll never want to have a fog again.
So we start off today with a text that I sent to you and Chris early in the week on Tuesday, which of course you did not read.
I did read it. Well, I think I did.
It's amazing.
Yes.
We celebrated the fact that Vietnam,
Deutsch,
as our second most popular destination. Germany, we have been shouting out to Deutschland über alles for probably a couple of years. And lo and behold, we have a huge jump. Henry, it's no longer the second most popular. It is number one above the United States. 41% of our listeners.
Let me ask, what is your favorite Vietnamese city?
I would say it's Mai Dong. Mai Dong, it's an island. It's long. And then at the bottom, it has two gigantic monoliths. It's good for scuba diving there, Mai Dong. Do you know that they have a full-on festival for New Year's between January and February, bigger than just our New Year's? It's like a huge cultural ritual, goes on for a week. They party.
That be called
Think about
Tet.
Is that what it is?
There was the Tet Offensive. There was a New Year's during the Vietnamese War.
See, now I know why Vietnam loves our show, because I don't know about that. Well, so you do know some stuff. Great scuba diving in Vietnam, and they have a spectacular group of islands. They're just of world renown. They're so gorgeous.
And the large Mekong River.
And that's got a thriving, like everything goes on. There's like stores and shopping and all that. Is that right?
I think the largest, don't they have like super large catfish in the Mekong? Don't quote me.
I do not know. That we'll have to get some comments from the listeners. Mostly in these highly populated Asian cities, they've outfished everything. You know, they're all depressed because they got to go further and further out because they love fish is such a staple. So that would be amazing. I mean, I'll tip my cap to those that have not overfished.
I think
Good
that
for
was
them.
on that was on
It's a good show. They have really wildly large fanged items on that show.
you know
That
what?
show's right up your alley.
Well, another speaking about right up my alley. Have you ever watched on YouTube? You probably really, don't think of this, but there are some fabulous videos of women in bikinis noodling flathead catfish.
Really? I wonder if it's the fisherman lust for fish or the string bikinis that get the most interest.
You're really combining a couple of but those videos are there. The girls stick their arms up under the riverbank and wait till they get in the mouth of a large flathead catfish. And then, whoa, it's a wrestling.
I have so many jokes that anything with noodling and bikini wearers, it's a
You
hit.
can't make it up.
Oh, you cannot. Well, you know what would be the very best? An entire channel on OnlyFans if they did that on top of a race car. Race cars, naked women, and fishing. That's the trifecta.
Well, okay. You heard it here first.
I love it. Yeah, that's my idea. If someone who has an OnlyFans channel, do a second one where you handle fish, very large fish, on classic racing cars. So the longest cave in the world is in Vietnam.
Fungus
The
Cave?
Yeah, you know how I said my favorite city is Mai Dong?
Yes.
This is Son Dong. So the longest cave in the world, supposedly. Oh, in fact, the Guinness World Book of World Records has it listed as the longest cave in the world. So love it, love it. Have you ever been to Asia?
Asia Minor.
And what it my world, as you know, world geography is a very bad subject. Are all the others. What does Asia Minor entail?
You're east of Greece. So like Turkey,
Nice,
Middle East, that's not
nice.
Africa.
And how did you find the people there? Delightful in Asia
Delightful,
Minor.
delightful. I
Yeah,
didn't meet any that I was had a problem with.
delightful. See, that's why we keep adding countries. You are an international guy.
I'm ready to go to Vietnam.
Yeah, me. I would love to go to Vietnam. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Yeah, the scuba diving alone makes me think, man, you got to go there once.
I wonder if there's any good French food left.
I don't,
Get the
that I don't know.
Asian French fusion.
Do you know a lot about French fusion in Vietnam?
No, no.
I didn't even know it existed.
Just kind of faux the soups. You know how
Nice.
they're always named a number like the faux 76.
You know about that.
That's like the
My
lucky number.
We visited Disney recently, and an Asian delightful retired woman was with her family, and they gave her an ECV that had a particular number on it. They did all the paperwork, and it was an unlucky number, so everything has to be torn up, has to be burned. They have to use some hemp and cleansing, and then she restarted her paperwork with a different number. Numbers are very important, we have found. And later on in line, she crashed through a line of people and into a wall. It was hilarious. It's one of our most favorite Disney memories because her kids were so embarrassed. I mean, as you can imagine, absolutely, completely so embarrassed. Later on, we saw them kind of carrying her, and the son was driving the little electric car. Good times. Good times. Speaking of our international fans, the search for the James Bond continues. A lot of people want the dude from You, Me, and Tuscany, the rom-com, and from Bridgerton. But I want Henry. You know so much about Bond, they won't have to tell you any of the facts about it.
I thought it was Sydney Sweeney was going to be the new Bond,
It should be.
but that would change
Why not
the whole show.
change it completely? That would be a big change. I'm not sure the fans would like that.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do that as well?
No. Well, how are you feeling?
Feeling all right. But I certainly don't. I listen. I will do the exact same thing.
I wonder what happens if I can do this, like orbit, in the moon, we orbited.
Yes, we did.
I'm orbiting my camera, and then suddenly I can appear
That's very
over here.
Artemis. That's
Like
very Artemis.
upside down.
You have
Upside
created a
down.
whole new idea, my friend.
Yeah.
This makes us go crazy in Vietnam. In Vietnam, they love stuff like this.
Doing
They
odd
love it.
angles.
Yeah, I hear that they applaud as many odd angles as possible for podcasts. So
Now the brain is hanging upside down.
I wonder if we should send this in for an audition tape for you, Henry, for Bond, because that would probably get you the part.
That would be awesome. Do
Hey,
it.
speaking of unusual angles, do you often take stuff to the dump because of your profession?
Whoops.
Whoops, what?
I just touched something and I disappeared.
No, you're there. Well, as far as we're concerned, you're still here.
Yes, I'm still there.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there I am.
Hey,
Hey,
you're looking good.
I'm back.
You're
No,
looking good.
well, I don't take it the dump.
No, that's below your pay grade.
Lifting level. You might have to do some lifting.
You are not supposed to. Are we going to sit down again?
I don't lift my coffee cup.
No, and you should not. You should not. We had a jump in Vietnam viewers, as well as they wanted to see more of Bella. So since Bella's been on,
That explains it all.
our ratings have been much higher. She's a crowd pleaser, as you know. That's not lost on you. Now, are they watching because they're measuring her up for a delicious dish? Is that going to get us in trouble in Vietnam? Or is that normal? I mean, can you make good money getting these guys big and juicy and meaty and fat?
And the fur.
Gracious. Although my wife does not like any hair, I certainly doesn't bother me to eat hair. But were you thinking there would be a dish that might involve a delicious and delightful wad of ginger hair?
No. I was thinking of an attractive jacket.
Like 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Puppies! Bring me those puppies!
I thought that's such a terrifying movie.
Yes, it was. That and Snow White with the witch with the poisoned apple. I think those are pretty bad from my youth.
Yeah. Drunken
Speaking of
animals.
scary stuff, have you ever had a swarm of bees on your face?
No, I have never had a swarm of bees on my face. Have you?
No, I have not. Bees do not bother me too much. For sure, I am not anaphylactic. Sick. So I don't,
Wouldn't
I,
you take like honey mustard poultice and just smear it on your beard and let the hair hold it in there, and then the bees would come in and cleanse it away?
is that true? Yes, I would do
I
that.
don't know. It's like the
Yeah.
little in Vietnam, I hear they've invented the little goldfish that will chomp away at the dead skin on your feet.
I want that.
I don't
I
think
want that.
I didn't see that on River Monsters.
Well, that wouldn't be monstrosity, right? That wouldn't be,
It could be.
I mean, that would be more entertaining if they had humongous teeth
Yes,
and,
that only reminds me of another Roger Corman film that would be Piranha.
oh, I saw piranha. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you ever, speaking of putting your feet in water with fish, have you ever put your feet in water and had fish nibble at your tootsies?
Yeah, and definitely, and crawdads do it.
Do they?
Oh yeah, yeah. You get the right lake that's just swarming with them. They're on your feet, down with
And
their
is it
little
painful?
pinchers, nibbling away at your bunions.
At your crusty, juicy, hairy bunions? And is it painful because they love the flesh so much?
Either that or therapeutic. I don't know which.
Very therapeutic. Yeah, when I've been in a stream where there's fish and had them nibbling at my buttocks, I enjoy it quite a bit. It's a very unusual sensation.
I'm kind of thinking that it might be a really good thing, and a buzz to put your feet in the water down on a river and then be surrounded by electric eels.
For me, very high voltage does not sound good for at all for me.
Well, it's kind of, an e-stim thing. They
Yeah.
shock you and your leg moves. Maybe you've got some dysarthria in your voice and suddenly you can speak clearly again. I don't know.
Oh, if no one's ever tried it, they should put on a mustard poultice and then let electric eels shock you back to normal speech patterns. If no one's tried it, who's to say?
I mean,
Who's
do
to
you
say?
think they're ever noodling up under the riverbank and you grab onto an electric eel instead of a flathead catfish?
And that's why I wouldn't want a noodle, and particularly in a bikini. I would want no noodling where my bikini parts would be bulging and would be easy pickings. I would not I would not care for that. That would no.
I
No,
cannot
thank you.
I cannot unsee the mental imagery that created.
I know, I did it too. We've just lost everybody in Vietnam. Every single Vietnamese person is gone. They're like, this is so gross. We did not want to imagine anyone in a Speedo getting things nibbled at. Wow. Have you ever been to a music festival such as Burning Man or Coachella?
Or no. I wouldn't wait in line long enough.
Yeah,
That
it's a
whole
swarm of
standing
humanity.
around, waiting in line, going to the overfilled porta potties.
That's a big no. No, thank you. Yeah, the mass of humanity is disgusting.
I watched that Woodstock show and, oh,
Nightmare.
I knew there was a reason I didn't go to that.
Yeah, that was absolutely repulsive.
Yeah.
For those who have not watched it, you need to watch it to see just how bad humanity can be. Justin Bieber made a lot of headlines this week because he's going in a more contemplative direction artistically now. So your music catalog will blossom with more Sabrina Carpenter, more Madonna, and Justin, the Canadian influence.
No, I'm strictly sticking with Sabrina. She's my gal.
Yeah, she had a red hot set with Madonna that surprised everybody, got her into the headlines, and made everybody ooh and ah. Speaking of Asia, Madonna has turned into an elderly Asian woman with all of her plastic surgery. If you change nationalities from your plastic surgery, you really should stop.
doing it.
She's Mrs. Mirrors from
Yeah.
Thoroughly Modern Millie. Did you ever
Yeah.
saw that?
Yeah, you
That's another ancient movie. But since I exist in the past, I only can draw those characters up.
That's all right. You will be happy to know that Doomsday, Marvel has said they cast Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. They cast him as Doomsday because you just have to. And what I was thinking is, well, if he's made you $3 billion, kind of have to so that you'll continue as a company, because he made a lot of money and they don't want to let him go.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm waiting
True.
for him to bring back Sergeant Rock. Was he Marvel or was he another comic company?
You know, you'd have to be the one to tell me. I am not a humongous comic book connoisseur. I have never been good at all of the swarms of superheroes.
The Silver Surfer.
I have enjoyed them on screen. I'm very nerdy, but I don't know very many of them. I don't know enough of
Yeah.
them.
That, that Aquaman, and they start talking about Lord Goo Goo and whoever. I get lost.
Me too.
It's
I get
like
a little lost.
they're appealing to an audience that I can't relate to. Now, if they make another movie about Carol Shelby, there I can get into it. And I understand all the characters and all the slight references that they make, and those people receive my respect and accolades.
They do. You know every single fender and a bumper that is involved.
Right. They don't have to announce
my cat.
who the person is. I recognize them through their casting work.
Ooh, casting work. Look at you
Just
being all hip. I love
as I
that.
become cemented to the couch.
So you no longer want to actively go and work on the cement conveyor in New Mexico any longer.
I'd
No,
love
thank
to
you.
do it, but
You just
yeah, that arm, until that arm and some of my robotic exoskeleton parts come in. I'm a film critic, and
you're a good film critic.
TCM, someone who lives at our home has canceled Turner Classic Movies right in the middle of the Roger Corman Festival.
That's why she did it. She got so sick of the Roger Corman.
Well, I'm going to bring out my DVD of Rock and Roll High School so that she has to watch it again. Great.
You were very few Ramones in Salt Lake City, and you'd sing Lobotomy underneath your breath in German constantly.
Yeah, that was a great tune. And Joey was an outstanding performer. His portrayal of himself on the film really captured the essence of
great acting.
Right. And sadly, they're like all dead now.
Well, they have one very thing I really applaud is anytime someone would quit the band, they would just hire a new Joey and he'd put the hair on and he would continue on. Yeah, they'd never, he just play that. It was like Kiss. If a band member would leave, he would just put that persona on and that was the person. And that happened for decades. Yeah, so they called that person.
Really? That
Our fans in Vietnam will confirm. That's the way they ran that band. Absolutely.
They just started dropping like flies.
Well, let's be honest. If you live the rock and roll lifestyle, you don't have the gumption to live as long as Keith Richards. He defies all.
He does. He does.
Can you think of, let's meld the two things, the movies and the music. What's your favorite rock and roll themed movie? Was it Rock and Roll High School?
Well, it's just coming. What are some others? Did you watch the Bob Dylan one?
I did. Man, that kid really, really can act. Timothy Champagne can act like nobody else.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I liked the whole idea of the folk scene becoming too electric.
It's too exciting, too popular.
Who is it?
We want to stop
Pete
this.
Seeger, stop.
It's out of hand. This is some real controversy. Are boring dudes on acoustical guitars just what we want forever?
Yeah, we're going back and visiting Woody Guthrie on his deathbed again.
That's the way it should be forever. In fact, once he dies, we're just going to have him entombed in a classic glass casket and watch his dead body perform.
For
That's
future
entertaining.
folk singers to come, like Mickey and Maud,
Line them up.
the folksmen and the Main Street singers.
Line them up. Just have a huge thing that people walk by of just nothing but decomposing composers.
Well, there's that one. There's the Johnny Cash movie.
That was a classic.
That was a
classic.
Ray.
Walk the Line. Ray was good as well.
I enjoy tuning in my documentaries, like The Kids Are All Right.
I love them. If you throw up anything on the screen about music, documentaries, rockumentaries, I'll go. I'm in 100%. I just barely watched just a full 2 hours on the fourth album of Led Zeppelin. I'm a lunatic. I love just listening to about those music items being created.
I watched recently, I think it was Netflix, Becoming Led Zeppelin.
I enjoyed it. It was not as they talked about how it was revolutionary. I wouldn't say it was revolutionary for me in any way, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. But it did not garner the things that people wrote about in articles. I did not see any of that. I got a different version of Becoming Led Zeppelin because it was not groundbreaking for me at all. It was just another great documentary.
I thought, there are these shows. So the Led Zeppelin people that were on that show, which of the three would you like to meet the most? And hang out with? Is it Robert Plant? Jimmy Page?
The most fascinating would be Jimmy Page, because he's totally like seriously focused dude. Robert Plant.
Who the bassist, John Paul Jones or John?
Yeah,
he seemed like a righteous dude.
Yeah, and he's multi-talented. That dude had gifts.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the fact that they played the Goldfinger song for the movie, I'm like, wow. I mean, from 40,000 feet, I just assumed they were all drug heads, and it sounds like they really were not.
They were not. They were.
Yeah.
Well, John Bonham had a little trouble with alcohol.
Yeah.
But he was probably the only one. One thing that I would like, talk about Tom Brady and his longevity. I'd like to know how in the world somebody that was in the Revolutionary War could still be playing bass for Led Zeppelin in 1972. That's longevity for you. Your favorite, The Kids Are All Right. Is that your favorite one? That was a good one.
Favorite. It's so hard to.
It's hard to pick. It's like your children. It's hard to pick. My favorite, and we're going to end on this, Henry. My favorite is everyone's favorite. Mamma Mia. Oh yeah, ABBA. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Checking In with Hein and Johnny. You can follow all things Hein and Johnny by subscribing to Checking In with Hein and Johnny anywhere you listen to podcasts. Checking In with Heine and Johnny is sponsored by Conveyors and Equipment. They supply, design, and service all types of conveyors, belting, and material handling equipment since 1972. With 3 locations to serve you, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, and El Paso, find them on the web at conveyequip.com. That's ConveyeEquuip.com.